Abolitionism. Welcome to the A to Z in Futurism. This video is about the abolition of suffering amongst various aspects in human civilization that in transhumanism ideologies and philosophical posthumanism must be transcended to make a better world in the present moments and the futures. There are chapters in this video as listed below. Chapter 1 Introduction. Chapter 2 Biotech Hedonistic Imperative. Chapter 3 Genetically Planned Parenthood. Chapter 4 Suffering-Focused Ethics. Chapter 5 Designer Animals and Kleptoplasty. Chapter 1 Introduction. Abolitionism, within transhumanism, is the reduction or elimination of pain and suffering with the use of biotechnology. Transhumanists want the permanent absence of pain and suffering in many sentient lifeforms, not only humans. Abolitionism in relation to the transhumanist movement is to eliminate suffering and ensure the well-being of all sentients through the application of bold technological solutions. Prominent advocates include David Pierce with his websites, the Foundational Research Institute, and Andres Gomez Emelson. Compassionate biology is thought to reduce low hedonic states in animals and humans, resulting in better well-being and a raising of one's vibration in harmony with a collective endeavor to improve the environment, animals and overall health in the futures. The flow of human progress reveals that the modern discovery of anesthesia was a breakthrough in eliminating pain during surgeries in the 19th century. It was not widely accepted because practitioners believed anesthesia was a harmful intervention in the human body's response to pain or injury. Anesthesia is not the only way to reduce or eliminate pain. There are other methods, as studies have shown. People who are naturally incapable of feeling pain or unpleasant sensations because of their rare conditions like pain asymbolia or congenital insensitivity to pain, have been studied to discover both biological and genetic reasons for their conditions and painless lives. In progress of inventions, biotechnology and anesthesia has allowed greater health and longevity. Ultimately, a so-called biotechnological singularity is said to revolutionize the future in the decades where specifically genetics and biotech accelerates as fast as cybernetics, robotics and nanotechnology. A woman from Scotland with a formerly unreported genetic mutation in a FAAH pseudogene with consequent raised N-indomida levels was reported in 2019. This Scottish woman was immune to anxiety, incapable of experiencing fear, and insensitive to pain. The regular burns and cuts she had healed quicker because of her full hypoalgesia. The development of gene editing techniques like CRISPR can assist scientists in identifying the causes of certain people's physical superpowers and use gene editing to enable other enhancements. Ultimately, the ability to feel no pain and more happiness when someone wants to can start to raise more questions on ethics and philosophy. I will discuss specific genes and list their purpose in Chapter 2. CRISPR, acronym of Clustered Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats, is a family of DNA sequences found in the genomes of prokaryotic organisms such as bacteria and archaea. Sewn genome sequences are used to detect and destroy DNA from similar bacteriophages during subsequent infections. Hence, these sequences play a key role in the antiviral, i.e. antiphage, defense system of prokaryotes and provide a form of heritable, acquired immunity. CRISPR is found in approximately 50% of sequenced bacterial genomes and nearly 90% of sequenced archaea. Cas9, or CRISPR-associated protein 9 inches, is an enzyme that uses CRISPR sequences as a guide to recognize and open up specific strands of DNA that are complementary to the CRISPR sequence. Cas9 enzymes together with CRISPR sequences form the basis of a technology known as CRISPR-Cas9 that can be used to edit genes within living organisms. This editing process has a wide variety of applications, including basic biological research, development of biotechnological products, and treatment of diseases. The development of the CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing technique was recognized by the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2020. Significant advances in biotech is said to allow faster genetic and medical diagnostics in minutes instead of days. The biology of suffering could be transcended through CRISPR and radical biotechnological approaches to chimeras, splices, reints and designer animals including humans. Chapter 2. Biotechnological Hedonistic Imperative. According to David Pierce's book Can Biotechnology Abolish Suffering?, at present there are different natural genetic variants that promote varying degrees of pain sensitivity, e.g. variant alleles of the gene SCN9A coding for the A subunit of the voltage-gated sodium channel in nociceptive neurons, the mu-opioid receptor gene, and the gene encoding catecholamine O-methyltransferase (COMT). Few prospective parents are going to want children who are hypersensitive to physical pain, i.e. feeling physical pain to some degree in their lives. Most parents, if given the choice, genetically plan parenthood through designer babies ever becomes the norm, then, as David Pierce suggests our pain thermostats or algostats, as one might call them, are likely to be genetically reset over time too. Which subjectively unpleasant traits are most morally urgent to modify? The control of raw pain is clearly vital to quality of life. However, other parameters such emotions, genes that promote longevity, and the general hedonic tone and well-being of someone is also relevant to abolitionist project. For example, a list from the book describes the specific genes that could be tweaked for changing core emotions and hedonic tone of a human being in the future. COMT, the catechol O-methyl transferase. Val158 MET. Serotonin transporter gene. ATA2B deletion variant. FAAH gene variant RS324420. I will list more genes and their purposes now. FOXP2, consciousness and language gene. COMT, warrior gene. STG, serotonin transporter gene. NANOG, stem cell and pluripotency gene. MG53, repair gene. MCG, master control gene. LIN28A, stem cell maintenance gene. IMP1, tumors gene. SLC6A4, linked to STG and psychiatric disorders. GPLD1, found in liver, encodes enzymes. OSK, SOX2, KLF4, Yamanaka factors longevity. IAP gene, regulation of cell survival. BNIP3, regulates AP optic cell death, autophagy. FAAD, regulates apoptosis, cell death. LED7, involved in suppressing cancerous tumors. PARP1, DNA repair gene. Cu70XRCC6 protein encoding gene in DNA repair. GATA6, critical in heart, lungs and pancreas. MC1R, human pigmentation, fair skin, red hair etc. LOS1 gene, tRNA nuclear export. SIR2, SIRTUIN2, cell division, metabolism, longevity gene. SIR1, SIRTUIN1 activated via plant-based diet, longevity gene. DOF2, growth, metabolism, longevity gene. FOXO3A, cancerous tumor suppression, apoptosis, metabolism. PARP, DNA repair. SCN9A, insensitivity to pain gene. ACVR2B, regulates the receptors in activin A. SLC26A5, ultrasonic hearing. NCOR1, muscle genes. ACTN3, fast twitch muscle fibers. OCA2, blue eyes. MSTN, ACE, strength and endurance genes. FGFR3, height in humans gene. ARHGAP11B, high cognitive function. HMGA2, intelligence gene. SIRTUIN 1 to 6, pro-longevity genes. Chapter 3, Genetically Planned Parenthood. In this chapter we theorize and speculate the outcomes of biotech genetic engineering such as CRISPR. The first way to view outcomes of CRISPR is collectively as a species, the genetic engineering must function in symbiotic non-binary outcomes. The eugenics, tribalism and playing God outcomes is not unethical or causing us as a species of harm or disease in the futures. However, some extremes of vegan soteriology may argue that the current use of biotech agriculture is form of the rocide, ecocide, and bioterrorism. The anthropos dominion and control over nature has, in it totally, resulted in low hedonic states in animals. Thus abolitionism and the transhumanists propose more ethical ways to improve all life in our precious earth. This includes in vitro meat, lab-grown meat, vegan farming, free-range, grass-fed animals, designer animals not for consumption and as a collective to make lifestyle choices that the future generations may be proud of. The time to act is now according to transhumanist ideologies via biotech-mediated directed evolution that resonates with extropian values and synergistically eliminates suffering. This outcome is well known in post-human lore and mythos as the paradise engineering. We only have one Earth once in our lifetime, thus making it less toxic, deadly and lethal must be a high priority. I shall discuss designer animals in Chapter 5. The second viewpoint internalizes CRISPR outcomes as personal planned parenting where partners utilize preimplantation genetic testing PGT and IVF in vitro fertilization to prevent mutation in specific genes thus preventing diseases such as Huntington's, Parkinson's, hemophilia, Wilson's, Gaucher's, osteogenesis imperfecta, retinitis pigmentosa, cystic fibrosis, hereditary hemochromatosis and spinal muscular atrophy to name a few. The prevention is possible if detection is achieved with PGT. This is favorable for people and disease resistance is said to last for centuries. However, radical transhumanist ideas ask the most dangerous ideas, why not enhance ourselves beyond disease resistance? See my extra human abilities video in my playlist for details. It's theorized it could take 4 to 5 generations to totally enhance ourselves with abilities or strength and intelligence that in the past we could only dream of acquiring. The equation is simple, the turn of specific proteins plus repair genes afterwards equates to actual gene edits. Chapter 4, Suffering-focused ethics. Some transhumanists may seek to eliminate pain more than seeking pleasure. This is often called suffering-focused ethics. This suffering-focused ethics can lead some transhumanists to have a negative utilitarian perspective where one is more willing to reduce or eliminate collective suffering first and then seek one's own happiness. A thought process whereby a majority of people have a negative utilitarian perspective indicates that individually and collectively societies become happier as they adopt suffering-focused ethics. The most enduring and important question in our lives should be how can we make our Earth a happier place to live? For this reason most post-human thinkers who adopt suffering-focused ethics often are sympathetic to vegan lifestyles, rejection of commodity status of animals, animal rights activists, environmental climate change protests, minimalism and essentialism, cybernetic or genetic enhancement of humans, post-anthropocentric ideologies and thoughts, designer babies and reduction of disabilities through removal specific genes, designer animals and enhancing animals to be less prone to disease and in extreme cases becoming less carnivorous, i.e. a world with no predation and suffering, a compassionate biology through genetic science, paradise engineering, and reprogramming predators in the wild, etc. Abolitionism and paradise engineering taken to extremes allows us to question the futures. As we progress to increase our enhancement via control of mesh theoretical frameworks, matter, energy, space and time, we are able to view post-human metaphysical outcomes. The two primary outcomes is cosmism, we become cosmic travelers or become interstellar journeying to exoplanets. The image of extra-human abilities is shown in future videos in my playlist. I explain the science and how these abilities are not as far-fetched and unattainable. They are rooted in real science, technology and bioengineering. Chapter 5. Designer Animals and Kleptoplasty. Extropianism values are aligned with the theoretical science of designer animals in the field of genetic engineering. One has to wonder if kleptoplasty, also known as human photosynthesis, is an eventual goal of posthumanity. As GRIN genetic robotic infotech nanotech is introduced more in the futures, is self-sustenance inevitable? A SWOT, PESTLA and STEEP analysis of designer animals is holistically relevant to decide the fate of all life on Earth. The decisions and choices are open to debate as the genetic edits are said to remain for centuries with the eventually desired outcomes in 4 to 5 generations. Thanks for watching and I hope this was informative for you.